Hey, what's up, team? It's Sherman. Today we're talking about the ENFJ in the four-member RPG questing model. So, first up, let me just explain briefly how it works. You have your hero. Okay, your hero is essentially you. It's you and your abilities and you in your life's quest. Okay. And then supporting you is the companion, and he kind of balances you out, keeps you in the right place. I'll get into it, but if you're all extroverted, it doesn't work out. If you're all introverted, it doesn't work out. So you have to balance that out. And both the hero and the companion are about the same level. They work really well together. Next, you have the newbie. Newbie is about a level 10. He's a newbie, but he kind of tempts you to listen to him. Easy to understand for you because he's the same race as you, elf or dwarf. In this case, it's a dwarf. And then last, you have the AI, the escort, and he's AI. He's kind of bugged, but if you follow him through his quest, he can give you a lot of sweet loot. So, first, the hero for the ENFJ for you is the dwarf healer. That is a cleric, another word for it. And as a dwarf healer, as a cleric, you have a lot of AoE healing abilities. Your goal is to fill up everybody's health bar, make sure everybody is comfortable and feels good about the situation and is working together. It's a harmonious environment. And in order to do that, I got some spells listed here. Let me read them. Healing Nova, okay, wave of healing is kind of bursting forth with energy and caring and like emotions, right? Dwarf healers, you like to emote a lot and express how you feel about different things, giving opinions and whatnot. Healing Globe, Sacrificial Heal. Sacrificial Heal is kind of cool. It's you taking a step back, giving some of your life, your needs, your energy, your values, giving up them and supporting other people in the group to make them feel better, because you can tough it out, right? So that one's pretty cool. Ray of Hope. Clerics are very motivating and inspirational people. They boost morale and stuff like that too. Definitely very cool. I have several in my life and they're always very helpful. So that's essentially what the cleric does, some of the abilities. Not all of them. There's a bunch more listed on the website. I'll link it below. But just a lone cleric is not going to slay dragons, right? You can't just heal him to death. So you need to balance yourself with your companion. And your companion is an elf hunter, okay, or a sentinel. There's a pre-made character called Nisirai, and you can look him up on the website. But basically, he is a slow and kind of methodical hunter who is kind of he sits back and he watches the situation evolve and predicts where it's going to end up, like what the probabilities of this thing actually coming true are. And he follows those instincts and those visions in order to direct himself, and in this case you, and your group here to going on their quests and slaying the dragons and getting all the good stuff. Okay, so he's very slow, steady, critical, kind of very realistic, let's say. And he helps you find the deeper understandings behind interactions and how people work and whatnot. I mean, you as a cleric are always interested in how people work and connecting, with other human beings, right? But he gives you that extra insight, that deeper introspective insight, and that's what introverted intuition does. So introverted intuition is looking for possibilities and trying to find the patterns behind the patterns, behind the patterns, okay, and predicting where things are going in a very long-term way. So you two work very well together. Everything should be good, but you have two more members in the party. And next you have SE, extroverted sensing, which is like a dwarf warrior or a berserker. The pre-made character is Segrim, and what Segrim does, what dwarf warriors do, and is they run out there and they just embrace the environment. They get dirty and just swing and do whatever they can do to be immersed and present in the real world. And this is good if it's used in a balanced way, right? But if you have two dwarves, if you have you as the cleric, the dwarf healer, and you have your newbie as a dwarf warrior, you have no introspection. You have no way of communicating to the inner world, the elven world, right? So that's not good. You can't just always extrospect and look to the environment to understand what's happening. You need to look into your past. But because you're both dwarves, you and the newbie, it's just easier, right? It doesn't take time for you to get feedback because you can run in there and see what happens. You speak the same language, right? So it's not always good, but it's also a good thing to have. I mean, you can't always introspect, and you need to take in different sources of information as these scouts, hunter, and warrior do. So my tip for you here is to give more time to Nisirai, to the companion. Give him time to understand the deep meanings behind the situation and how people are actually working, and then take that into action through using Segrim, through running out there and actually helping people. A lot of the ENFJs that I know are very introspective and stuff, and they also like to relax through going biking or mountain climbing or taking like hot baths, right? Anything to get engaged with that sensory realm. So but he's level 10, so don't trust him too much, but have fun with him, let him grow, let him level up in his own way and keep things interesting for you. Last, you have your escort. It's the lowest level in this model, and for you it is an elf mage, an arcanist. His pre-made character's name is Tiruthian, and I mean, you are a dwarf healer, right? An elf mage is pretty damn different. Okay. So elves are looking for deep understandings and like, yeah, just depth, right? And dwarves are looking more at breadth and spreading out and really understanding, really seeing everything and kind of piecing those together, right? Whereas elves are like, they want to see one thing and see how the perfect realization of what that one thing is, like the best possible strawberry ever. Okay. Instead of, I want to taste all the strawberries, which would be more like a dwarf thing. Just went on a little extroverted intuition rant there. Yeah, but so you two have your issues. You want to make sure everybody feels great and you meet their needs and keep their health bars up, right? And as an arcanist, the escort down there is, I mean, he just wants to understand the cold, detached truth of the world accurately, right? He doesn't care about feelings and emotions because they cloud the pictures, right? He just wants to know, what is the truth, what is real here, and that is the action that you should be taking. Doesn't matter what the rest of the context or whatever is. It's just, does it make sense to do this? Is this the correct choice? Yes? Okay, we're doing it. No? Then let's find something else. Whereas healers, I'm an elf healer and you're a dwarf healer if you're an ENFJ or ESFJ. We try to put other people's emotions and needs kind of into the mix to get the best understanding of how to attack a situation. What our decisions and our judgments should be. So what you can do to utilize this arcanist, this elf mage, is just realize that he's a part of the group. He's going to cause some issues sometimes, but don't let him run the show. Like, if you get extremely exhausted, and this happens to all of us, we let our escort just run wild, right? And run into a bunch of minions and just get his ass beat. So the best thing you can do is to just have that realization, that observing ego, that, when you start treating people like not people and, just trying to get results or, getting rid of that emotional aspect of your decisions, it means you're probably not in a good place right now, right? Like, you need to get back into your dwarven mindset. And you can do that through taking some action. Hopefully it's not like aggressive action, but, go for a run or something like that. Get yourself back out of the elven mindset, right? And start exploring the world a little bit. And that'll link you back into the dwarven mentality and put you in a better place that you can understand what's going on. I keep getting messages up here. It's kind of distracting. Yeah, so be careful with the escort. If you notice that you're not really caring about how other people are feeling, then you need to kind of distance yourself from that, clear your mind through some sort of physical connection or activity. Don't just eat and drink too much or anything like that. And then you'll be able to get back into your caring, nurturing, mentoring true self. And yeah, so put it all together. You have extroverted feeling. That's your hero. Okay, that's your style, your hero class. It's all about understanding the social temperature of the room, right? And dealing with everybody's needs and seeing how people are interacting with each other. on that broad spectrum, right? Not going too deep, just you're picking up everything and understand how people work. That gets balanced best for you through introverted intuition, which is understanding the deeper connections and the patterns behind all of the interactions. And so you put those together and you're a very caring, nurturing, morale boosting, AOE healer. Your newbie complicates things. This is your tertiary function, okay? Extroverted sensing. That's all about embracing the sensory aspects of the world in the moment, doing things, creating action so that you can get more of that sensory impact. So be careful not to get led astray by that kind of tempting nature of the newbie. And then last, your inferior function or aspirational function is introverted thinking, and that is trying to find the best categorization and model for different new information and stuff. And then using that understanding as leverage to make decisions. And that is going to be one of your most difficult areas. Give it time. When you get into your 30s and 40s, hopefully it has more experience and it's leveled up a bit more and you can trust it more. But when you're younger, it's going to be difficult. So be careful not to just let it go loose, but remember that it is kind of an aspirational point that eventually will complete that spectrum of extroverted feeling and introverted thinking. Hope I didn't go on too many rants there, and I hope it made sense. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments below. I'd be happy to start up a dialogue about it. All right, guys and girls. Good luck, have fun. See ya.